everyone, I'm Lisa
And I'm Jenny.
and we're the Shady Tree Stitches, coming to you in stereo out of sync, as always, like we do when we're on Zoom, because Jenny is very excited to say, where are you, Jenny?
I'm home.
And why is that exciting, Jenny? Because you haven't actually told anyone, not that you necessarily want to, but why is that exciting?
No, I did say I was going to hospital. So I've had my operation. I got out on Christmas Eve as planned. Everything was good. In fact, the doctor said I could have gone home the day before. It's like, no. I'm going to stay with my parents. They've got other house guests. I think we'll stick to the day that I said I was going to them.
Yeah.
It would have thrown mum if I went home a day early. So then, yes, I've spent the last week staying with my parents, which was, I needed to have, well, I didn't necessarily need, constant supervision, but yes, I can't drive anywhere or lift anything heavy till about the end of January. So it was nice to have some company, and then, company for rather than just sitting twiddling my thumbs at home.
That's good. Well, welcome back to normality. So hello to everyone who has joined us. We have quite a few new subscribers. Welcome. Jenny and I do this video together once a month. And then in between to get me jumping in with a few different things. But today's going to be a bit of an unusual one in that it is our end of year summary, because today is the 1st of January here in Australia. And so Jenny and I, Happy New Year to everyone. We're going to sum up our December stitching / the year, and also include Jenny's WIP parade, because it's rather extensive. It's growing all the time, though.
No. It's smaller than I started the year.
All right. Well, let's start with our usual order. Have you had any finishes in December?
No.
I have.
Oh yes.
I have.
Yes.
I finished one last night.
Just
right on the fireworks. Woo-hoo. I finished the craft room stitch count cell.
Woohoo!
And I'm really happy with it. So now my craft room is done. Every single thing there is a bright multicolored. There's an awful lot of blue in certain months, because blue, basically it started at grey for no stitching and works its way up through. Red is 1100, and then it goes to like yellow and the creamy colour. So whenever there was cream, I did at least 1,500 stitches that day. Yeah, so you can sort of see down the bottom between the chair and the stool, I've got some backstitched colours that are hard to read. That's because they're those ones.
Yes.
And then the cream's over near my name, but I just kept it the way it was. So I had a finish. So I bought myself a new bell.
Ooh.
Yeah. So just in time. So yes, now I can move on to the next one, which is the bedroom. And a quick plug for anyone who's interested, the craft room stitch count is available for purchase as a PDF from pattygamedesigns.com as a completed pattern. You can do it for temperature, you can do it for stitch count, whatever you like. And there's still a few spaces left in the bedroom one for this year. All right, that was my finish. What about any WIPs, Jenny?
Yes. Where's it gone? Okay, so I did some work on my "And to All a Good Night." I have now, oops. Floss ring has stuck to the needle miter. Okay, so this one I have now finished the grey of the roof.
That looks good.
So I've still got to fill in the stars, but I finished all of the grey. So that was in December, 273 stitches to finish that. So yes, and it is, if I get it, you can just sort of see there's a slight variegation. I am using the called for over dyes with this, with the exception of the brick color as previously discussed, because the brick color was too pink.
Yeah.
So I'm using a Cottage Garden threads for that one. And it's just on a piece of fairly, it's slightly cream linen rather than even weave from Sewing Basket.
Lovely.
So, yeah. So yeah, so that one. And I also did some work on my tiniest WIP, my Victorian strawberries. So I did have to undo a little bit of this last night because I realized that, yes, stitching at night while my parents are watching TV and I was using the book light that I had to buy for choir as my light, and I'd done some of the crosses the wrong way. But this is where this is up to. So I have done the second border row, the paler inside border row, and I've done most of the C, I think, and I had started doing the V going down here, but I had to unpick that last night. So all in all, that was 265 stitches in December.
Ooh.
Yes.
Any other WIPs?
Well, not stitching, but because I was in hospital and, you know, general anesthetic and stuff, I decided trying to do stitching to start off with was not going to be a good plan. But I had bought some wool to, I think I might have shown it in the last video. I don't remember. I bought some wool to knit my aunt a scarf, and so I have been working on that.
That's pretty.
So I've almost finished the first ball of wool, and then I have a second ball of wool, so it'll be twice that long when it's finished.
Very good. What a good hospital sort of job that is.
That's what I thought. Well, that
Very
was a very
nice.
good thing that when this aunt came to visit, that I had I just finished dinner, so I didn't have it out.
That was lucky.
Yes, and they wanted me to walk up and down the like up and down the ward because, you know, walking is good for you and gentle exercise and all of that. So I stuffed the wool in the pocket of my dressing gown, and I'd sit in my room to do the one line that was pattern, and then the next line was purl and the next line was plain. So the purl and plain line, I could walk up and down the corridor while it was knitting.
Good multitasking there, Jen. Fantastic.
Well, yeah.
All
Most
right.
of the other people walking up and down had, you know, a drip stand or some other thing that they had, and I didn't. So it's like, oh, I'll just, yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. My WIP since I last saw you guys, which has only been
A week.
yeah.
Yay.
So I'm pretty sure I already showed you guys the finished frame. And an exciting thing, I mean, it comes a bit into plans, but this carpet here, because it's 1st of January, we are all turning into Imelda Marcos and having a lot of shoes on that mat. So there's one shoe, not a pair, one shoe each day. So that's what we're doing.
Okay.
All right. So since I saw you guys, I've only worked on 2 pieces. Well, 3 actually. Sorry, 3.
Yes, Castle Homecoming. Because you wanted
Yeah.
to get that up to date. And
Yeah.
probably Savannah would be your other one.
Yeah. And the one you're not remembering is my notion cell.
Ooh.
I earned a red and a brown button for the Christmas and one of the Christmas activities. So I got to stitch them outside my notions box, and I possibly have earned more very soon, but I haven't added them up yet for doing the cruising with warriors. All right. I am super proud to say that I have finished where the prompts are released to in Castle Homecoming.
Ooh, there's a whole castle up the top now.
Yep, and it's all done, including backstitch and everything. So that is all completed, ready for the next one to be released on the 4th of January.
So is it heading up?
Yes, so the next clue is up the top, and it looks like it's probably the title with a bit down the sides. And then the last clue is this sort of bit over here.
Oh, yeah, filling in that space. Yeah.
Yeah, so very exciting. And I'm really proud that I was able to achieve that goal of getting absolutely caught up before the end of the year. So I'm really pleased. Yeah, I kicked all my goals off for the year, but more on that in a minute. And Savannah's curtsy is progressing nicely.
Yes.
I've even started some of the floor.
Yes.
So she goes very close to the edge, but she's okay.
Yeah.
It's still enough. I mean, I'll make her probably into a wall hanging rather than the frame.
Yeah.
Again, because I started her so long ago, I probably knew that she would be close to the edge, but I knew she'd fit. So that's where Savannah is. So that's my WIPs, people. Not a lot to show you, but a lot of stitching on those WIPs, which brings me to the year in review. So last week's stitching, which very nicely finished last night on a Sunday, 4,489 stitches, which gave me the total for December of 19,298 stitches, which was really, really exciting to get back to those sorts of stitch levels. But wait, I also had time to work out my yearly. So my worst month was November with 9,033 stitches, followed by March and August, where I had 11,956 or 60. They were pretty close. My best month was actually April with 22,695, followed by December. So that gave me a grand total for 2023 of 168,590 stitches. I'm pretty impressed with that. I know I had given myself a goal thinking I might be able to actually hit 20,000 each month, but then life got in the way, and so I'm quite happy with those amounts. I'm not happy with the 9,000 and 10,000s, but I'd like to, if I can get at least 14 or 15 a month, that would be really good. Also, in my summary, you would have seen some of these in my WIP parade and stuff as I talked to you during Flossmas, but I finished 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I finished 19 WIPs that were on my list, and I had 15 models. So that was a pretty good finish number for the year. Yep. That leaves me going into 2023 with 50 WIPs,
woohoo,
which is my goal. But I'm currently a bit lost because I went to set up my new diary, and I'm one WIP short. Like, I've got 23, not 24, to focus on. That's right, I'll work it out. I just didn't have a chance to work it out. So just in summary, for the people who were voting and everything on my WIPs, we have chosen them. The one that doesn't start yet is that South American Angel is going to be replacing, he's going to replace Savannah when she's finished. And I did find my old diaries from 2019, and this made things quite interesting. I'm not sure where I wrote them down, but that was a 2019 WIP. So it's good to get that one out and being focused on. 12 Days of Christmas has won over Joya Noel for the same reason. It's a 2019 start. I'm doing All Hallows Eve because I've got enough other Christmas ones. I'm doing Blueberry Home.
You finished 2 of your Halloween ones.
Halloween ones. I don't have any others. Yeah. I need one. My Blueberry Homecoming won over Grandfather's Barn. Lavender Farm for Kokore and Batikore. And I'm going with the Maple Lane because it will get finished. And then it's being replaced by the stamps.
Yes.
The postage stamps. Yes. But as I said,
there's potentially another finish, depending on how quickly it might be.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole idea, is, to work on things. So, as I said, I'm currently got 23 WIPs listed, so I'm missing one. I've got to work out which one I'm missing. But that's okay. So I'm really happy to have kicked all my goals and starting the year in a really good position. What about you, Jen?
Okay, so my worst months were August and September, 123 and 124 stitches.
Oh, very close as well.
That was despite having a retreat in August. But it was the daisy chain one, and I think I spent more time talking to people rather than stitching. But anyway, my best month was June. I did 3,190 because I was working on the one for Liz for her birthday. I was going, hang on, why is that one so high? So my total for the year is 13,531, which is not far off last year's, which was 14,600. So given that, yes, I had a lot of life stuff this year.
You did have a lot of life stuff this year.
And you know, December I managed 538, despite the fact that I didn't really start stitching until after my surgery.
No, but you were
December. So
stuck in the hospital, so that was good.
Yes. Yeah, so now I had 5 finishes over the year. So I'll just quickly run through those.
Yep. I'm going to make you big. I don't know if this does it on the video when I do this, but hopefully it makes you big because I'm recording.
Sure. So the first one was Ho Ho Ho. Ooh, still has its needle minder on it. So I finished that one. The next thing will be to fully finish it because it comes with all the stuff. So hopefully I'll leave this one out and try and get it finished so that it can actually be displayed next Christmas.
Sounds good.
Because yeah, it comes with the felt and the little wire hanging thing. I just need to provide cardboard. So that's that one. The other one that I finished that I didn't give away was and this was my first finish of the year because it only needed like 100 and something stitches to get it finished, was my ladybug needle roll. So again, finished, but not fully finished. I have, however, pulled the threads. So not started. I've started. So yes, and again, that comes with the ribbon and stuff. So I've got the bits to finish it, and I've got plenty of wadding to do that one. Also in the same bag is the finish from the previous year, another needle roll, the Forget Me Not one, which I've even pinned the bottom.
Ooh.
And
somebody needs an FFO day. Yes. You need an FFO day. Shame you work on a Friday because Nat's coming up next Friday and we're going to have an FFO day.
And yeah, and that's another one that I've already picked the ribbon, and I'm replacing the ribbon that came with the kit because I decided the color that came with the kit was not right. So yeah, so that was finish number 2. So that they were all quite small things, but I finished my Yoda, which was for my friend Alicia. So let me just, open the picture of that to show the final. My so yes, so that was all the lovely shades of avocado that I had, and I have given him to her. The day I did my wreath workshop was with Alicia, so I took him with me to say, okay, how do you want to finish it? Do you want him in a hoop? Do you want to frame him? And she said she'll take it and frame it and look after that.
Awesome.
So okay, so we'll just share Yoda. So there he is, all done. So
yeah, there he is.
Yep. It kind of looks like he's wearing a vest or something, but it's just shadow.
It really looks like he's wearing a black skivvy. I've always thought that.
Yeah. I think it's just that it's not a terribly sophisticated pattern to have all the shading and stuff. Okay, and then So the Yoda was on a piece of Sew It All, one of their grab bags of 5 small pieces. Then I also finished the one for my cousin. So this was the original pattern. I changed all the colors. And added his name, and this was on a piece of Paddock Lane Designs material. And I only did 2 of the vehicles because Rafi's sister got 2. The one I did for her also had 2 things.
Yeah, fair enough.
And so my cousin, she makes them. I framed the Isabel one, and it became the door, like the door sign for her daughter's room. So Rafi's one will get turned into a door sign for him. And then my last finish was the one for Liz. So again, I changed all the colors. So that was the original pattern, L for Liz, and she has 2 cats. And then this was my finish, and I added the 50 in beads because it was for her 50th birthday. And I made the colors much more her. She is very into hot pink and purple and bright colors. And I was very pleased with the way that I charted it. I didn't do it on purpose, but the 50 had 50 stitches.
Wow, that's so funny. Awesome. Well, that sounds really good. So that's a good number of finishes, Dan.
Yes. So officially I started, well, I was doing 23 and 23, and I had left 1 slot for Primavera, the Sarah Germani piece, which I didn't end up starting yet. That'll come later in plans. So officially I started the year with 22. I started a couple of new ones because I'd finished the Ladybug. I finished Rafi's one quite early on. I started and finished Liz's in a month. So I have, not including Sarah Germani, 19 of the 23 that I started with last year.
Well, they're probably what we should look at now. So let's go to Jenny's WIP parade.
Okay, so
I'm going to put you back on big.
Okay. There were some that didn't get looked at all last year. They were going to. I started off well, but I picked, 2 or 3 to focus on each month, and that worked quite well. I felt like I got a decent amount of stitches. Some of the WIPs sort of got, 600, 900 stitches in them. Whereas the previous year, some of them had only been touched for a day, so maybe 100, maybe 200 stitches, not a lot. So these are all the ones that didn't get. I'll start with the ones I didn't stitch, and then I'll go on to the ones I did. So my biggest project, my Stitch in Time bookshelf.
All wrapped
I'm
up.
doing this with 6 C threads on 20 count gridded the tablecloth and somewhere. Yep. There we go.
And Jenny's following my lead, and people remember it, and doing the extreme cross-country colour completion, starting with the black.
Yeah, the black gives you a really good scaffold of everything else. So
yeah.
But the one thing that I have decided with this is I was doing 1/1 full cross on the Ada, but I'm going to switch to doing 2/1 10th stitch.
Okay.
Because it's a BAP and I don't stitch as fast as some people like Lisa. So if I want to have any chance of getting decent progress, I think I need to switch to doing 10th stitch.
Fair enough.
So that's my plan. I'll leave what I've done and continue with 10th stitch, and then decide when I've got a bigger chunk of the black done, do I need to undo what I've done and redo it as 10th stitch? We'll see.
Sounds good.
We'll see. So yeah. So that one didn't get any love this year. We will come to plans. Basically, I've worked out what I'm stitching next year, but not how.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Yep.
Whoops, helps if I put the
Pattern, yes.
space.
Don't separate them because, and that's the worst thing about doing a WIP parade. You have all your WIPs out, and if you get it muddled up, then you end up with things that happen to me where it's like, and now I can't find the pattern because it's in some random WIP bag.
Yes, so I've got, the unstitched ones in here and the stitched ones are sitting just down here in my normal basket. Okay, then I was a bad auntie. I didn't work on either of the ones I'm doing for my nephews. So one I am doing is the Beatrix Potter, but reversed. So I did this for oldest nephew, and then so he's the first son of the older of my two younger brothers, and then other brother, he also requested this one, so I thought rather than doing just two exactly the same, I'm flipping it. So this is where this one is up to. So I've done the whole of the middle circle and I've started on Mrs. Tiggy Winkle. So I need to do some more on that this year. I think my focus pieces will be this one and the one for other nephew.
That's good, Jen. Get them out of the way.
We'll fit everything else in around it. So that one is DMC and project info. It is on 32 count antique white linen. And yeah, DMC thread for that one. Then the other one is my first Teresa Wensler, Peaceable Kingdom. I don't actually have the WIP with me. It's still sitting over in the corner.
Well, it hasn't changed from last year, so we don't really need to see it.
No, so I've done a little bit of the blue. I've done some of the boys' hair and some of the here and a little bit of this background. But we were on Aussie Hours stitching New Year's Eve party on yesterday, and Joy was showing.
Yes,
she's done heaps. She's done all of the line, the boy and the lamb, and she started on the border. And it's like, yeah, okay, I need to pull my finger out. Because the thing is, the nephew that this one is for, there was a joke that I wouldn't get it done by his 21st. He's just turned 20, like on the 28th of December. So I need to focus on this one and make some decent progress, because the other thing is he's going to be moving to a flat this year, so he will actually have his own walls to put stuff on. He won't be in naval accommodation. So if I get that progressed, he'll have somewhere to put it.
Yay.
Then my next one that didn't get looked at was the Gold Dimensions Christmas decorations. Now, this one I did pull out. I was going to do some work on it, but found that the material had gone a bit sort of mildewy. So it's been washed. It's now really, really wrinkled. But the spots have gone, so I can continue. So I would like to at least try and get one finished.
Yeah.
Would be a good kind of
a good starting point. Sounds like a plan.
That's just on the kit fabric using the kit threads. In yet another Taryn bag.
Go teaser handmaids.
Yes. Now this one, I'm sad I didn't do any work on this. Cross Stitch Nation.
Oh, you didn't touch it.
Retreat, and then it didn't get done. So we still have just some floating dresses. No one has heads, no one has hands. And there's still 2 people to go. 2 people, 3 people.
I don't know. I finished mine so long ago.
Oh yeah. So so Michelle on this side, she's the furthest. I've got 2 more to do. Nat and Gigi come after me.
Okay. There you go.
So, yeah. So yes. So that's needs to get some love, because it's fun to stitch on that. And yeah, most of the rest of the group have finished theirs. I'd say at least 4 of you have finished, I think.
Yeah. I think some are still going, but
Yeah.
I know there's at least 4 of us are done.
Yeah. And then one other little WIP that didn't get looked at is my poppy tuffet. So Biscornu. But I've had this one for a very long time. It was Lisa gave it to me as a thank you for having me present once upon a time. So yes. This one, it's a bit slow. It's 18 count. And because some of the pieces, the poppies and stuff are quite spread out, you can't kind of carry the threads from one to the next. So it's a bit slow going. But yes. Okay, so that's all my WIPs that didn't get any love this year. Then the ones that did, another teaser handmade bag from fabric I chose. But, so this is my bauble tablecloth. So this now has, there you go. It's got 5 baubles. They're not all complete. 2 of them don't have the little black topper thingy.
It wouldn't take you. It wouldn't take you long to give them their black topper thingies.
No. Each bauble is roughly 200 stitches, a little bit more. And I've done one of the snowflake star things in between because I had to test how to do it. It's in metallic thread, but because it's like I have to tie knots. Normally you don't tie knots in cross stitch, but again, there's nowhere to carry the thread. So it has to have knots on the back because otherwise how's it going to stay in place? And particularly with it being metallic thread. So yes, so that progressed quite a bit this year. So all in all, there are 32 baubles, I think. So I've done 5. So even though I'm only going along the edge and I'm only using a little tiny hoop, yeah, this is a BAP. It won't get used for Christmas for quite some time yet.
No, but that's okay.
Okay. Then I have my caterpillar cross stitch. I don't remember what this one's called.
Deck the halls.
Deck the halls, yes, thank you. This is on 32 count basalt splash. So mistletoe and woman.
Yeah.
And half a snowman. I do like this with all the bright colors. So I'm mostly using the called for colors. There's one where the red and the orange, I didn't think there was quite enough difference between the two. So I've swapped one of those. But other than that, using all of the called for. Okay. Next is the Bina Family Quaker. That's what it will look like. This one could potentially get finished this year. It's more than halfway. So that's where that one's up to.
Yep.
So this is the material we got from the first Mittagong Stitches retreat. It was the exact right square size. And I'm using Silks for You from a grab bag that I also got at the Mittagong retreat, with the exception of this edge border bit, which will also be used here for my initials. That is Dinky Dyes. But I thought it picked out quite a few of the blue and the pink. So it's sort of,
yeah.
Because on the pattern, the border is supposed to be green, and I thought that's way too much green. When there's, you know, green and green down the bottom and the green in the trees, and it was just going to be too much green. So
yeah,
changed the border.
Good choice
on that one. And that was the first time I'd ever used when I started that, it was the first time I'd ever used silk to stitch with. So. It was in a stitch and button bag. Okay. This was one of the very first cross stitches I did, and I got Taryn to make it into a project bag for me, and it's got pink on the inside, just for something different.
Mhm.
That was a kit that my aunt and uncle gave me for my birthday. I don't know, I was 16 or something.
She does
So
such a good job. She does such a good job of mounting cross stitches onto project bags.
I know, and this one I like how like the side, it's sort of sandstone bricks, like it kind of works with the so this is my little house neighborhood that Lisa finished last year.
A few years ago, Jenny, a few years ago.
Yep. So it did get some progress. I think this year I built a red house.
Started to build a red house.
And I think possibly some of the blue one as well. I can't remember exactly what I did. I didn't do lots on this one. But and I love the material. So this, it's called like Smoky Mountain or something like that. It was a random, I can't remember where I got it from, but it's ever so slightly kind of orange, or you can see the kind of
orange and grey
blue mottle. So really like that one. I need to get it done so that I can have matching one to Lisa.
Yes. I need to wash mine because I discovered that some water came into the cottage, and so I've actually got like a watermark on the front of it, so I'm going to have to take it off the frame it's on and wash it.
Aw, sad, but it's retrievable, so that's good.
It is. It's fine.
Yes. Now I'm just having a quick look to see. I don't think my castle got a whole lot. No, this one only got 1 day of stitching, but it was when we had our stitchy retreat for your birthday.
Ah.
So this is my castle sampler, Teresa Wensler, my other Teresa Wensler. So this one, it's progressing well after sort of being stalled for years and years and years.
It is.
I think you can just get all of.
Yeah, that's looking good, Jenny.
Yeah. So yes, so I think we were again talking last night, and yes, because Joy has at least 3 Teresa Wenslers on the go. The peacock tapestry that Lisa's doing, but not this year. Peaceable Kingdom, and I think Millennium. No, I can't. One of the fantasy ones anyway. And one of the other Stitch Girls. So we might be doing a weekly Teresa Wensler evening.
Yeah. What evenings would you be available to do a Teresa Wensler evening?
Well, they were suggesting Teresa Wensler Tuesday, which could work because I have community choir, but that finishes by 7, so I can.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that would work. Yep.
Yeah. Let me move on to one of my Paris ones. So this is my tribal Eiffel. Oops. Bag's trying to fall off my lap. Tribal Eiffel Tower. I'm not doing it in plain. I'm doing it in variegated. Karen water lilies on a piece of tea-dyed fabric that I dyed myself. That's where we're up to.
It's a lovely thread.
A significant chunk of, I mean, there's still quite a bit more, but
yeah, he's getting there.
I've done this sort of from that middle point up is where I'm at. So I took that with me and did some stitching while I was in Paris last year. That was so long. I didn't put it all. I'm not doing very well at this.
She's forgotten it again. She's going to lose the pattern. She's going to arrive at a retreat and not have the pattern to go with the piece.
I do try and sort of, where I can, kind of match the project bag. So this is my Downton Abbey project bag to do with my castle. My Christmas WIPs all are in Christmas bags. The Little House Neighborhood is in a house bag.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yes. So the Leonardo da Vinci was, well, painted in France. And then my other Paris one is in a Paris bag. So this is my Reflections of Paris ink circles. So this one I'm doing on watermelon colored fabric. And last year, I have to say last year now, I managed to get across to this side. I had already got to this corner. I managed to get across to this side. So that top section down to here, all the way across, that's all done.
Fantastic, Jenny. That's improved a lot since I've last paid attention to it.
So I'm using a plain DMC and a sparkly one.
Yeah.
Just picking out some of the sparkly bits. Yes, very pleased with how that's going. And the sparkle, it's not terrible to stitch with. It's not Krynic, it's one of the DMC ones, so I think that's makes it a bit better. Yeah. Couple more to go. My koala biscornu. So this was from the Mittagong Stitches Retreat. We got this pattern. Nope. Oh. As it looks like. I have it with the color key showing rather than the picture because I need to refer to that. So I have done almost all of koala number 1. He doesn't have eyes yet.
He's blind.
But and his tree doesn't have all of its leaves, but the koala itself, he's done.
I like your choice of your needle minder, Jenny.
Yes, I try and coordinate my needle minders as well as my project bag.
That's awesome. That's really good.
Yes. So
we must be almost through your WIPs. There can't be too many more.
No, there's only a couple more. That one, it's 32 count. No, it's 36 count dark green, which is a bit of a challenge to stitch on, I have to say. Okay, so we're almost done. All right, this one. Strawberry Fields. This was a Lisa's birthday start several years ago now. But again, it got some progress. In fact, it got so much progress that I was able to cut the material.
Yay!
It started with a really big piece. So now I've got just the little bitty. So this year I got to the bottom. So that's the full width and that's the full height. Now I just got to fill in all the middle bit.
It's a really nice stitch, that one.
Yeah. Yes. And I just before this, I was while I was pulling all my bits and pieces together, Nikki Noodle has done an end of year WIP parade, and she finished her Strawberry Fields. She did it on 40 count, so it's itty bitty, tiny.
I mean, it's a lot smaller than you expect looking at the pattern anyway.
Yeah, mine's on 36 count, and that's small enough, but 40 count. She held her hand up and, well, okay, I have bigger hands, so mine's probably going to be, oh yeah, mine's about the size of my hand.
Yep. Wow.
Yes. I don't want to do all of the Magical Mystery Tour series, but I have got Long Winding Road. Yes, so Don't know. Okay, I have two more that you haven't seen and two more that you have just seen. Oops. So, while I was in Europe, I started the year before, 2022, the retreat piece from Mojo Stitches, My Friends Colburn. So that's where that one's up to. Once I got far enough that I could count down to start the words were much quicker because all of this, there's so many different colors.
There is.
I mean, it looks amazing. It was just a little bit fiddly. And this was a piece of fabric. I got a grab bag from Number 12 Stitch Co. at the retreat. So I thought that the color green worked really well with the threads. Okay, and then my last one that you haven't seen yet is Antique Vines, Portrait of Antique Vines by Mirabilia. It's my only Mirabilia currently. It's teeny tiny. This has made some good progress this year too. That's where she's up to. So I have finished all of the brown thread and I don't think I've quite finished the dusky pink. But there's still a fair bit to go. There's still quite a bit more of the brighter pink. There's still black. There's still filling a lot of this in with cream, which I'm leaving till last. And then there's beads and a couple of treasures. So still a fair way to go on that one. But I've got all the bits. I've got two sizes of beads because I haven't worked out yet because I'm doing it on 20 count and the original was on 32. So 60, yeah. So I have regular size black and I have petite. So when I get to that, I'll have a look and see which size bead I think will work. And I've got the treasures. So yeah, so that one's on 20 count. So yeah, this was my first go at trying the gridded fabric. Yeah, 20 count. I can manage 20 count with my magnified glasses, so that will be good. All right. And then the last two are the two that I just showed you earlier, which is the strawberries.
Yeah.
And To All a Good Night.
Well, there you go. Very nice.
The 19 that I started last year with that I'm still going with. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you for that lovely WIP parade, Jenny. Do you have any haul?
Yeah, kind of. As a result of the Paddock Lane Advent box. Okay, so this is sort of a little bit into plans, but I'll show you. The one that I got for the where is it?
Baubles.
For the ornaments, the baubles. I got a fairly big piece of material because I ordered late. So other people got two smaller pieces. So I thought, okay, well, I'll save that bigger piece for something else. I'll go have a look at what other small pieces I have.
Yeah.
And so that's sort of partly plans, but I went and bought myself some more baubles.
Oh, cool. Lovely.
So I can make more.
Yes,
so
you can.
Here's what I'll just do. I know this is kind of sort of plans, but
Bless you.
Sorry. Okay. So yes, so here's what I came up with. So I have some navy blue Ada, big enough to do both sides of the ornament. And I thought this sassy pouch.
Oh, nice.
So this was from from the Sassy Pouch Christmas from 2022. I thought that might pop quite nicely against the dark blue.
Yeah.
Then this was what was left after I did the Romeo mouse. But again, I think that's enough to do two sides of the
yes,
bauble.
definitely.
And I thought I might try the Harry Potter thread with that
Oh,
one.
yes.
So this is
Nice.
slightly grey, and I thought that would do well. And then I think this is a Paddock Lane Designs little snippet.
Yep, looks like it.
And this one, I picked the Easter 2020 thread.
Oh, lovely.
Which I thought would work really well. So I'm going to have a little bundle of Paddock Lane Designs Christmas ornaments. I also have the ones from the retreat.
Yes.
I have Santa and his bits.
Yep.
So I'm going to have a project bag that will be,
really smalls. Paddock Lane Design smalls.
Paddock Lane Designs Christmas smalls.
Awesome. I love it.
So yes, so I've got the one I got originally, and then this is a 6-pack. So
you can do, yeah.
To experiment with, and yeah. So
great.
Including
that's
the little hangy bits.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, you've got it all together.
That's kind of all the haul I've got.
I don't have.
All the stitchy haul I have so far. I have put in an order because I got a Paddock Lane Designs gift voucher masquerading as cash from my brother and his family, and so I'm getting one of Lisa's retreat bags.
Yes, she is. When I come down to visit her, so you'll have to wait till I come down. But whenever that is, we'll do a video together. So
yep.
That's possibly our next video. Just depends on how things plan time-wise. All right, guys. So that's all. I have no haul. I showed everyone my haul. Did I show you haul? I didn't show you my Christmas presents. I do have haul. It's about as exciting as Jenny's haul. I got for Christmas.
Oh,
it's a clothes hanger. Sorry, that's the crinkles. I asked for something like this, and I'm really pleased to say these are from Kmart. If anyone else is interested. Sorry, I wasn't thinking about showing you, but basically.
Oh.
And it has a whole bunch of things on it, so I can hang this on my drying rack on the veranda and hang a whole bunch of fabric that I've dyed on it. So that is my haul. That's my Christmas haul. Well, I needed it because I discovered another problem, that the coal that's down the valley coming on the trains, I didn't realise, but that's what's been marking my clothesline. And that's why some people have had a corner of black that I haven't been able to clean out because it's coal dust. So I'm not using my clothesline anymore for fabric because I don't want coal dust on my fabric. So sorry if you got coal dust. I did try and clean it. But yeah, it only happened a couple of times and I went, why is that happening? So now I've got a solution to the problem. All right, guys. Well, we're going to be back with you with the video separately, talking about our plans. So until we see you next time, happy stitching, everyone.
Happy stitching.